Hello and assalamu alaikum. My name is Rameen. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates on new videos. Today we are going to be reading Eliza Hamilton. For those of you who are fascinated by the Hamilton family, you should sure watch this video. Come on, join me. Let's start. Eliza Hamilton, Founding Mother, by Monica Culling, illustrated by Valerio Favorita. Elizabeth Schuyler was born in 1757. Her father was a major general in the colonial army and an important landowner. Her devoted mother came from one of the richest families in New York State. How lucky. Eliza would grow up to marry Alexander Hamilton, one of America's founding fathers. Few people know about the great things Eliza achieved. It's time they did. Eliza grew up in Albany, New York. She had many brothers and sisters. It looks over here like she has 2 sisters and 2 brothers. They lived in a mansion called the Pastures, which stood on a hill near the Hudson River. When she was a girl, Eliza loved to climb trees. One day, she saw her cat catch a young bird. "No!" yelled Eliza. She rescued the bird. Eliza cared for the little orphan until it was well enough to fly again. That is so sweet. And that is very fascinating. Eliza often brought the outdoors inside. One day, she had something surprising in her hat. "Snake!" her sisters screamed. "Take it outside, Eliza," ordered Mama. "Now." Like, now. At meal times, the family talked about the news of the day. One evening in 1775, Eliza's father announced a shot was fired in Lexington, Massachusetts. "What will happen now, Papa?" asked 17-year-old Eliza. "We will go to war with England." God, that's bad, said her father. It was the start of the American Revolution. Important people often ate at the Schuylers' home. Benjamin Franklin visited in 1776. Benjamin Franklin is also called the Founding Fathers because he wrote the Declaration of Independence. On a walk with the family, he saw Eliza scramble up a steep hill. "She's a bold soldier," he said. Eliza was strong. One day, a young soldier named Alexander Hamilton came with a message for Eliza's father. He stayed for dinner too. Alex talked about his many ideas for making a new nation. A country not ruled by a king. General Schuyler listened. So did Eliza. So, there they are, General Schuyler and Eliza. Alexander Hamilton. The American army was camped for the winter near Morristown, New Jersey. Eliza was staying nearby with her aunt and uncle. At a party, she met Alexander again. They met many times, and soon they grew close. On December 14th, 1780, Eliza's family stood near as she and Alex were married. Alexander was an orphan, Eliza's large and loving family welcomed him as one of their own. That is so sweet. And so sad that Alexander Hamilton was an orphan. Alex went back to work writing letters to Congress for General George Washington. But he wanted to fight. In 1781, he led an attack at Yorktown, Virginia, that helped end the war in the colonies. I'm thankful for that. I do not want a war. 3 months later, back at home, Eliza gave birth to their first child. Cute. Eliza and Alex had a son. They named him Philip, after her father. Alex came home a hero. He got work as a lawyer. In Lower Manhattan, where the family lived, Eliza kept busy with their family. She also helped Alex with his political career. Alex wrote many essays to convince voters to accept the Constitution. Its laws would hold the states together. Eliza read what Alex wrote. Her wise advice helped him write more clearly. That is very generous. On April 30th, 1789, George Washington became the first president of the United States. He chose Alex to be the first Secretary of the Treasury, the manager of the money system. Eliza ran the household. She was smart about stretching the little money that came in. She had to be. The Hamilton family was growing. Besides her own children, Eliza had welcomed 2 needy children into her heart and home. There were many mouths to feed. Then tragedy struck. November 23, 1801. Eliza and Alex's oldest son, Philip, was 19 when he fought a duel. This was a gunfight to defend one's honor. Alex told his son, "Don't aim to kill." But the other man shot to kill. Philip was dead. Eliza's heart was broken. More losses were to come. Her second child, Angelica, broke down at the death of her favorite brother. She never recovered. Angelica would be under a doctor's care for the rest of her life. Eliza had already lost her sister, Peggy. Then her mother died in 1803. But perhaps the hardest blow came on July 11th, 1804. I guess she has many losses. Must be a hard time for her. Vice President Aaron Burr didn't like what Alex wrote about and said about him. Burr challenged him to duel. Alex took the advice he had given his son. Burr shot to kill. Alex died the next day. That's very sad. Eliza prayed to be strong. She needed to be. Alexander had left debits. Their beloved home, called the Grange, had to be sold. A few months later, after Alex died, Eliza lost her dear father too. He had left her some money. With it, she bought back the Grange. Eliza wanted to make a difference in the lives of homeless children. Her friend Isabella Graham also had a heart for orphans. In 1806, along with a few other women, they started the Orphan Asylum Society of the city of New York. They raised money and bought a house where children without family could live. The 2-story house in Greenwich Village, New York City, was home to 16 orphans. But soon the house was too small. The women raised more money and built a bigger orphanage. Eliza was its first vice president. In 1821, she became its president. The orphanage later became a place that helped children and families in need, and it still exists today. Maybe you can visit it sometime if you live in New York. Eliza wanted every child to know how to read and write. She also wanted history to remember her husband. In 1818, she opened the first school in Washington Heights, New York City. She named it the Hamilton Free School. That kind of makes sense. First of all, her last name is Hamilton. Second of all, it's for orphanage, so of course it's free. And third of all, it's a school. So, the name makes sense. Eliza also raised money to build a memorial to honor America's first president. She joined two former First Ladies, Dolly Madison and Louisa Adams, in this effort. The Washington Monument was finally opened to the public in 1888, but not in time for Eliza to see it in all its glory. Eliza outlived Alex by 50 years. She raised their children and helped so many others. She organized Alex's writing for publication so future generations would know about him. She was laid to rest in 1854 beside her beloved Alexander Elizabeth Schuyler Hamilton. Lived to be 97 years old. Wow. That is a long time. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates on new videos. Thank you for watching, and bye!